everybody. Welcome back to day number 2. Hopefully you're listening to us. We premiere on Wednesdays and Thursdays on your local channels, which is YouTube, and on Spotify if you are a closet listener, and I know who you are. Come out the closet. Come to YouTube. Come listen to us. Like, follow, subscribe, our normal fun things. But we're back. So, in last week's episode, last week. In yesterday's episode, no, I didn't change my clothes. You're right. I know. In yesterday's episode, Angelo asked me a riveting question. What was it?
About your freak-off days.
My freak-off days.
Were those your Vegas days?
Well, I mean, speaking of freak-offs, I mean, I know that you were very up on the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial.
Oh, that's so 2023.
But so to be honest, I'm kind of was waiting for you to kind of jump in with your P. Diddy take.
Yes.
So although, yes, I've had freak-offs, and I may divulge a little bit later. Yes, I may divulge a story about in Vegas one time where I fell prey to a freak-off. Not P. Diddy's freak-off, but a freak-off if something happened. I was a young child. Anyway, so have you been keeping up with the Diddies?
Nancy Grace has been keeping me informed, and I love hearing her. I'm kind of surprised people aren't talking about it more because it's salacious. It's about somebody very famous. It's a tragedy. There's a lot of moving parts there. It's fascinating.
Why do you think people aren't really talking about it right now? Because to be honest, I've only been catching tidbits here and there. Yeah. I don't feel like there's anything that's like been released that A, we haven't heard before, or B, that's been like, oh my God, he smashed a dead baby, which is like, right. I'm being extreme, obviously, of course.
But I think you kind of hit the nail on the head.
But I'm waiting for more. I'm waiting for, like, his kids were a part of the rituals, and that's horrible, right? That's horrible. So that's how, like, am I desensitized?
That's how it feels.
Well, but yes and no. So what happened last week, the children of P. Diddy's last wife who died started hearing testimony, and they literally walked out of the courtroom crying.
Do you know how old they are?
They just went to prom, the 2 twin daughters.
So they're in high school.
They're probably 17, 18.
Yes,
Yep.
16, 17,
Yep.
18.
And their mother's name is I'm drawing a blank on the mother's name, but
okay.
she died.
She's dead.
Yeah, but
That's terrible, bro.
We don't talk about the dead. We respect them.
Yeah.
We don't talk about them.
Yeah. There was a witness who was I don't know if you can say this, but a sex worker that was hired, a prostitute.
Oh, the male sex worker,
yeah. Well, actually, it was a female.
Oh, there's a female one?
It was a female who referred to Diddy as having a Tootsie Roll.
What the hell's that?
Yes. Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait. What is a Tootsie Roll? You have to tell me.
Well, it's
his
dark.
manhood.
And yeah.
Oh,
that it wasn't
dick.
much more impressive than a Tootsie Roll.
Really?
So can you imagine your whole persona is based around this image that you're just this
alpha.
Yep.
Well, that explains him
person
having his wife sleep with other men.
Yes.
Because he is a cuck.
A cuck? Louie? What is a cuck?
Did you say a cuckold? Do people actually still say that word?
Well,
cuckold? You mean a man whose wife or lover is cheating on him? I thought the whole point of that is that the husband doesn't know about it.
Well, a cuck is when you have somebody else sleep with your wife and you sit in the corner and you watch. Usually you videotape and you masturbate by yourself.
Could we just say pleasure ourselves?
Oh, my God. I've experienced that. I was not the cuck.
Wait, somebody hired you to sleep with somebody else?
You know what? That's my...
Is this part of the freak off?
I don't want to take away from P. Diddy's... I want to honor P. Diddy in his way. I mean, not honor, but you know what I mean. We want to give him the floor. Let me bring it back for a hot second. Yeah. So you mentioned that his children were inside the courtroom as they were privy, or they were forced, or they were... I don't know.
They were there in support. This is where the dilemma is. They were there to support their dad, right?
Okay.
But as information is being divulged, they're learning more and more about the treatment that their mother had to endure.
Ooh.
And this is where the pain and the conflict is happening, because they realize their mother was a very tortured soul.
Oh, the mother who was passed.
Correct.
Got it.
And Sean Combs may have had something to do with their mother passing.
That was my next question. Okay, let's go back though.
Who knows?
What's so weird to me, which is I never heard about any of this. And at one point when Diddy was in his top form, I mean, he was in the Tyra show.
Yeah.
He was in charge of J-Lo. Benny Medina was his manager. I knew Benny Medina. Like, I don't say like I knew him, but like I went to drinks with Benny. Like, I never heard of his freak-offs.
Oh.
I never, and
Well, they were referred to as a white party. The white parties
Oh.
was the cover for the freak-offs.
Got it.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
did you hear about white parties?
I didn't hear about
Yeah.
white parties.
Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, never-
That's so interesting.
You know, the sad part about it is he was doing exactly what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. He was tape recording people. So, and he would say, "This is my insurance."
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And he, when Casey Ventura, who he was on tape beating her up in the hall, which they played the entire unedited
Yeah.
tape.
Saw that.
in the
Darnella would have
courtroom.
gone Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie. What did I say? Casey?
Casey.
Darnella would have been like Cassie.
Cassandra.
Angelo.
Cassandra.
Angelo.
Sandra.
Yes.
Let's get the victims' names right.
He threatened her. She couldn't, like, people say, well, why didn't she just leave? Why? He had control not only of her finances, but her career. And he threatened her that the tapes he would expose the tapes.
Yeah.
Now there's a son, and I don't know if it's his biological son or the adopted son, but there's another son who was involved in those freak-offs. And not only that, his mother.
I had always heard
And Usher.
rumblings about Diddy being gay.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
I'd always heard rumblings, but I guess I kind of just passed it off as you hear rumblings about everybody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Until
yeah.
it's actually confirmed, where it's out of their mouth or they come out or TMZ releases it. You don't really know. But I had heard that that P. Diddy wasn't the only person that had molested him. I heard that there are others.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had also heard that Usher and he had, ushered him.
Yeah.
He lived with.
Yeah.
So.
But there was also back in the day, do you
It's crazy.
remember? I
It's
don't
crazy.
remember his name, but there was a guy that used to carry the umbrella.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? I mean, he had to have been privy
Not
to all of it.
Benson.
But he was dressed up always. He was and they were always together.
Yeah.
So could that have been potentially maybe a boyfriend? Because where's that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that
Yeah.
guy? That's a good question. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
And as we talk about it, will you find a photo and put the photo up?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because they were always together. And it's not Benson, like Douglas. There is Frederick. There is some like
Frederick Douglass.
foofy toofy name that he had. I'm sorry. I digress. I digress.
No. So it's interesting for me to follow.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised you're not more interested because
Well,
It's too much things going on.
yeah, there's
You're
a
busy
lot
with
going
your-
on.
your
Honestly,
Alan
that's like
Keller.
that's the smallest story compared to what's going on. To be fair.
Oh no, of course. But
And everyone's looking at the Kardashians. Like
Really?
no one's really like, isn't that scary? Like
Oh.
they're so popular on Hulu. It blows my mind. It blows my mind in terms of influence, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel that with other things like losing our human rights and losing our will to live, that we're also on the cusp of, celebrities are kind of losing their star power.
Much
In
like
the
a Hermes
past-
bag.
There you go. In the past, people were enamored. Oh my God, blah, 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 right? But I kind of feel like it's kind of waning a little
Yeah.
bit. I think the light is being shown on what celebrity dumb brings and what people think they're above the law.
I think we're stripping back the curtain and we're revealing people for what they really are.
Aren't they in talks with that trial too? Because they went to a lot of those freak offs apparently.
Well, there's a lot of people like, where's J-Lo? She's not coming out saying anything, right? But no, Kim Kardashian's actually backing the Menendez boys right now.
Oh my God. So let's switch gears then. So for those of you that don't know what's going on, the Melendez, is it Menendez or Melendez?
Menendez.
Oh, Menendez. Darnella would have been like, Daniel. It's Menendez.
Get your N right.
Right? It's Menendez. At the side of the Menendez, Daniel. She's here in spirit.
Aw.
Oh, honey.
She's still here.
Yeah, she's
I mean,
here.
she's
She
Yeah,
hasn't
oh my God,
died.
she's still alive.
Oh my God.
We would have an Ohana episode for her.
A 5 hour. We would have like a whole
We would
tribute.
put like a little thing in the water, light it on fire,
Yeah.
you know.
So when you were talking about protesting, I wrote Governor Governor Newsom, and the DA, and I can't pronounce his last name, Hochman? Is it Hochman?
I think it's Hochman.
Okay.
Like you have popcorn stuck in the throat. It's a
You got to get that in there. I wrote them both saying, if you free these two monsters, I will never vote for you
Okay,
in the
but
future.
we have to tell our viewers at home,
Yeah,
for
what's
those people
happening?
that don't have their thumb on the pulse,
Yeah.
who the Melendez are.
Like Andrew Cunanan. People couldn't wrap their name around Cunanan. Menendez
Cumarin.
brothers. So they have fallen under a law that was revised
Okay.
in the previous DA's administration, where if you were under a certain age and committed a crime of this caliber, you could, because you were so young, you could be resentenced.
That's interesting. I didn't know this.
And if you weren't eligible for parole, you could actually now be eligible. So,
Because of time served, right?
and because they were so young when the crime was committed.
Huh.
I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about that? Because my personal opinion is, I'm like, once a killer, always a killer.
True.
Right?
Yep.
People do change when they get out of jail, but what
they-
are the numbers on that?
And so, and I didn't interrupt you, but do they change or do they just get better at hiding it?
Correct. Yeah.
And the perfect person that I love to bring up when it comes to this particular topic is Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yep.
And, you know, I don't want to go on a tangent, but, you know, we'll talk maybe later on. But, like, I still think that he uses meth.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Why do you think that? Just out of curiosity.
Because, again, once a killer, always a killer. Once a drug user, always a drug user. They just get better at hiding it.
So you don't think a person can get clean at all?
Because
Because I know people get clean and then, you know, they'll have like 30, 40 years sober and then can go back on the wagon. That's a thing. But you don't think he stayed clean this whole time?
I don't think so.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think so. I think meth is a very dangerous drug. I think people that are hooked on it, I think they're hooked on it forever.
But wouldn't it show?
Because
Because, I mean, he does go off. He's known to have gone off the rails.
he still kind of does, just not as frequently. And people now attribute it to his Iron Man character. Oh, he's just acting like his Iron Man character because his Iron Man character is across the board, always right, very bitey, quick to tell you what's going on, and that kind of, I feel like now that's all of his characters. Everything he plays is very similar to that.
Sounds like your roommate.
Well, can we just back up a little bit, because my particular question would be at this point, did you have a
I was just
question?
going to say, because you had asked me how I feel, and I think maybe it's just case by case. Because maybe there are some cases out there that were harshly judged at a young age.
Yep.
But in terms of these two, I wouldn't want them out because we don't really know the truth, like as Angelo just said. Now, I was too young to really understand what was going on, but as you get older, you read a little bit more. But, yeah, I don't know if I'd want them out.
But
Not to mention, I don't think it's fair.
But it opens up a whole can of worms, because think about the thousands of people that have committed crimes and very heinous acts. And just because they were a certain age, do they really deserve to be reevaluated and see if they can be on the streets freely?
And then who's
I don't
paying
know.
for that?
We are. We're always
We
paying
are.
for that.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
So what do we care about reality? Just let them all go to the death chamber. I'm just kidding.
We don't do that here in
No,
California.
well, we should. So, but I want to go back even further. Why is Kim Kardashian putting her nose into it, which is quite a few times has been altered? But why is she?
You're thinking Chloe.
Yeah, both of them. Oh, Chloe.
I
It's like-
think she wants to get away from the idea that she's not just a porn star and she's not just a reality show TV host. That's my theory. She's like, oh, look, I can be a lawyer, but you paid for that shit. Like, did you really do the work?
Thank you.
Be real.
I think it
Because
just...
we already know how you
ChatGPT
do
wrote
the
her
work.
paper.
Yeah.
We understand how you get down dirty. We have that video.
Yeah, but like on the end, like a quick pin in that one is, what about it was Ray J. Whatever happened to his career? I mean, he was the one that was doing the stripping. I mean, all she did was sit there and bounce. I mean, he had brought the equipment.
I also saw that video, and she's very boring. So was Paris Hilton,
Oh,
too, by the way,
God.
but that's
Yeah.
another story.
I
We
mean,
just
everybody
lost some
saw it,
viewers.
and the Tommy Lee and all that. Like, it's just like, meh. right? I don't know.
Well,
I guess
at
when
least
we're
Tommy
gay,
Lee-
we're like, meh.
But at least Tommy Lee
What,
steered his boat.
do you guys do a lot more
That's
extreme?
a Friday night.
Yeah.
That's a slow Wednesday for
I
you.
mean, come on, honey.
So, in answer to your question, I think she does it for every other reason she does something, and that's to just put her name out there.
Correct.
It's for
Interesting.
publicity.
Correct.
You know, so
Like her mother taught her that very well.
yeah, but you know,
Pimp Mama
She's-
Chris.
Oh,
yeah.
God, she's the worst.
She's the pimpest out of
She
all of
is
them.
the
She
worst.
knows how to pimp
Yeah.
out those children. Oh,
but
absolutely.
I don't know if you guys know this. Rosie O'Donnell is in constant communication with Eric Menendez.
I thought you were gonna say Diddy. Damn it.
Because he's gay?
Who knows? Allegedly. How dare you?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was another
How is
interesting
Ro-
side.
This is so
note.
random.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go back to the original question though, which is what we're supposed to start the show with, and that is, have we ever had any type of a freak off experience?
Do we really want to go down that road?
I mean,
you
I'm
would
afraid personally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your show.
Oh, now it's my show. Oh, now
It's your show.
Now Louis like, whatever you want, whatever you would like.
Yeah.
When I'm like, excuse me, he's like, no, right? Like, oh, now it's my show.
This is a new, improved
Oh.
version of Do It Like Dan.
Oh, so good to know. I didn't know that.
I think he thinks you're the most daring out of the three of us.
Well, mine was an accident. So
You had an
honestly,
accidental freak off?
so I was new. I wasn't new at being gay, but I was new. I was new to. I was in Las Vegas. But I have friends and family that listen to it, so I'm going to be a very truncated version.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
yeah. We don't expect that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be for the paid
I went to
stuff.
Vegas and I had sex. That's it. I'm good.
All right, that's a fun
Jesus.
story
No,
there.
I mean, maybe I said this before. I can't remember. This is like the most poignant one because this is where I was like where I was like, what is happening?
Was it
How
new to
old-
you?
Am I?
And how old were you when this period in Vegas?
So I was probably like 14. I was living.
So it was a white party?
I was living in Vegas. I was gambling and drinking a lot.
They deflowered him.
Pretty much. So I
Wow.
was. So here's the funny. So I look at old pictures of myself, right? And I, shockingly enough, right? And I'm like, wow, I was fucking hot when I was younger. In my mind, I'm like, I'm so fat, but I wasn't really. If I could get back to that weight, I'd be like,
Isn't that funny? When you're in it, you don't notice it. When you're away from it, you're like, I want to go back to that.
I want to go back to that. I was, oh my God, like my neck and my clavicle, right? I'm like, oh my God, I was gorgeous. I mean, I still kind of am. For being 57, I look fucking amazing. But okay, so, oops, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, getting
Look at
flustered.
it, got all nervous. And
So nervous because my mic needs Viagra. It keeps going down.
you need oil.
Thank you. Right?
You need a plug, bro.
Baby oil.
Oh my God, I've never done that.
You should hear Nancy Grace talk about the P. Diddy.
Oh shit.
How
All right.
much baby oil?
You need a cock ring to keep it all.
Oh, God. We are really going off the rails.
Wow, we are going off the rails. Oh my God, that poor hummingbird. That's my grandmother. That hummingbird sitting on the
We
palm
said we
tree.
were going to be relatable.
Yeah, I mean, how do you relate to a cock ring? Or baby oil? Copious amounts of it.
Cockling. Yeah. Cockling? What is it?
Oh God! So this one time I was in Vegas.
I got
I had just moved there.
Oh wow.
Now you're kind of proud to tell this story.
I was really
you
young.
want to tell this story.
I was really young. I was really young because it was one of
You're
those
in your
where
20s?
yeah, I was definitely 20s. And again, I was beautiful. I didn't realize it, and I went to the Eagle, which is like a leather bar, right? And it was underwear night. Okay, but of course I was insecure. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing jeans, a turtleneck, and a bonnet.
So
like,
everybody knew it was your first time.
yeah,
there.
they totally knew. I
that.
had gloves. I mean, by the way, this is Vegas. It was like 110 degrees, and I'm like, oh, hi everybody.
He's all
Right.
buttoned up.
Yeah, I had a button down, I had a button up, I had everything you could think of. I had 85 layers of clothing. Because I was so insecure, I'm like, I don't want to do my underwear now. I'm like, she's running around naked. She's over in Palm Springs, like, right? It's no big deal. But in the beginning, as I was learning about my sexuality and learning what the gays do, and I witnessed like various acts of intercourse and fellatio, Horatio, Matatio, whatever you like, different things that were going on. So there was this back room, which ended up being an alley, which I didn't know. I thought it was a back room. But they had covered it with like, fabric. And
Yeah.
There were
They have to hide it.
mattresses out there. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm so crazy. In my mind, I'm like, bed bugs, right? So I was like, what? And it's dark because you can't see, right? But then the hand touches you and you're like, oh my God, that was my turtleneck. You know what I mean? Right? And the next thing you know, one thing led to another. It was the first time that I had experienced multiple partners. 8. And so
You didn't need to number it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna have to bleep that just for the sake
Yeah.
of the family.
I didn't realize I had no idea, right, what I had stumbled upon. And then being, young and fresh and with her bonnet and her gloves and everything, and she walked out,
The little purse.
in my short
Oh
pumps.
my God.
My short pumps.
The little feet.
my
I gotta get out of here.
Clutching the pearls. Clutching the pearls.
my little purse. I was like,
He's like, I didn't walk in with pearls, but I definitely left with
God.
pearls.
More like beads.
but that was the first time where I was the sole person, and there were people around me doing things to me in a very sexual manner, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing."
Did you like it at first, or were you afraid?
Oh, I was afraid in the beginning because I was insecure. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know. And listen, I don't recommend this for anybody, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah, you have to be prepared for that.
and I was not prepared for it. They knew I wasn't prepared.
Oh yeah, you walked in with a shirt.
I walked in with clothes.
Yeah,
like
you understand that's why they went after
I
you,
had
right?
boots. I had because I was afraid.
Layers.
I had like
Layers.
knee-high socks.
He's wearing a turtleneck sweater.
I literally had not knee-high, but those thick socks that you wear with boots, right? They were, I think, after it was all said and done, I lost my jacket.
Honey, you lost your virginity.
I lost my socks. I don't know where my socks were. I walked out in boots, right? Yes. And those jeans I had to throw away. Yeah, because unfortunately, not all lubricants come out of jeans.
We understand. First of all, obviously you were safe, right? I mean, you're still here, and that was at a time when AIDS was pretty rampant.
Oh, AIDS was out of control. Yeah, no, I totally was safe, and that was part of it too because I was like feeling around to make sure everybody had a condom.
Now, when you walked out of that, clearly you were definitely changed, but did you look at it as like, I was taken advantage of, or you were like, okay, so this is what the culture is. This is like kind of like what we do.
I stumbled out that morning because the sun was coming up over the strip because it was Vegas and the clubs don't close. So it was quite a few hours, and I remember the sky was getting bluish, and I got into my car and I was like, what did I just experience? I think it took a while for me to process it, and now could that be considered a freak off? Maybe, maybe not. Could we have been arrested? Absolutely. We could have been arrested. I could have been arrested and taken to jail.
I hate to tell you, I don't think it was a freak off in an alley behind the Eagle. I think you stumbled upon a homeless encampment.
I imagine. In Vegas, of all things.
Oh my God, could you imagine? Somewhere in a billboard, they're like, he's coming back on Tuesday, right? Oh my God.
Did you ever go back?
Of course he
absolutely.
did.
So you weren't traumatized.
Without a
That
doubt.
was my point. So you accepted it. That's just what it was.
I did, but what I began to learn at that point was there's a lid for every pot, right?
Yeah.
And my body type, which I thought was extreme back then, was clearly not. But it made me begin to learn to accept my body. It made me begin to learn that wow, they really like me.
I think you became more comfortable with it.
Yes.
Was it just your body, or was it also your sexuality too? Because I mean, let's be honest. Not everybody can have multiple partners and walk out and be like, "Oh, cool, this is what I accept." For some people, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's so interesting you say that because you know what? I'm still not comfortable with my sexuality.
Oh,
But why?
that should have been the topic.
for next week.
Right? Should we say for next week?
Yeah. Maybe we should.
I
end
don't
it
mean
there.
now. I'm just saying that's a very
That's a
interesting
good. That's
insight.
a good. Yeah. You know what? Let's end it there.
Let's end it there because Angelo said, fuck it. Let's end it there.
I like that. Yeah. Let's talk about that next week.
All right. Well,
That's a revelation that I think surprised both of us
Yeah.
right now.
Truly. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I'll be real with you. I thought you were so comfortable being yourself.
Oh, interesting.
For you to say that you're still not.
But wait, let's not
really-
go into that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. On my end, to hear that, blown away. Like
Yeah.
that's something I want to know.
So with that, we want to talk about your sexuality
Oh,
or your discomfort with it.
Yeah.
I agree, but I think we should definitely touch on that next week. So sorry, everybody. You're going to find out more about Doing It Like Danny next week when you tune in to Do It Like Danny on YouTube, Spotify. Please like, follow, Insta, TikTok, Micmac, whatever you can think of our social media channels are. We want you to follow. We want you to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. We're back in it. We're trying to figure this out, having a good time. We hope you had a good time, and maybe you learned a little bit more about things you probably shouldn't have learned about. And that's okay, too, because we want to be teachers. Or maybe we don't. Wait, that doesn't sound right, right?
Let's just end the
Wait,
show.
now
Depends
I'm
on what you want to
Wait,
do.
now I'm
yeah.
Catholic again? Oh, shit. And with that being said, remember to always do it like Danny.
Woo-hoo!